Asterisk, what if I told you that this brand new SUV looks like a luxury icon, costs nearly half the price, and packs features you'd expect from cars twice its class? At first glance, you might swear it's a Range Rover, or maybe even something more premium. But look closer and the story gets a lot more interesting. This isn't just another knockoff or budget option. It's a bold new player that could change how we think about affordable luxury. But here's the real question. Is it actually better value? Or just clever disguise? Asterisk. So, what exactly are we looking at here? This is the all-new car model name, a bold move from Brand, a company that's been steadily making waves in the SUV market. Known for offering sleek designs and surprising value, they're now aiming straight at a segment dominated by heavyweights like the Range Rover. On the surface, this launch isn't just about another SUV. It's about whether a rising challenger can really stand toe-to-toe with an established luxury icon. Today, we'll walk through what makes this model unique, why it's getting so much attention, and of course, whether it actually lives up to the hype when we put it to the test. Asterisk. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive into what really makes this car stand out, or maybe fall short. The first thing that hits you is the design. From the front grille to the sculpted LED headlights, it carries a presence that feels far more premium than its price tag suggests. The stance is wide, the lines are clean, and from a distance, it wouldn't be crazy to mistake it for something twice as expensive. But walk a little closer, and you'll start to notice the small details that reveal its true character. The panel gaps are tighter than what we usually see from budget-friendly brands, and the paint finish? Surprisingly refined. It's clear the manufacturer wanted this car to turn heads before it even moves an inch. Asterisk. Asterisk, slide inside, and the story gets even more interesting. The cabin feels like it's been designed to punch above its weight. Soft-touch materials cover the dashboard. The seats come wrapped in supple leather, or at least a very convincing imitation, and the infotainment screen dominates the center console with a sleek, tablet-style layout. Add in features like wireless CarPlay, a premium sound system, and a panoramic sunroof, and you start to wonder, how is this all coming in at this price point? But before we get too impressed, there are a few quirks. The steering wheel feels a little lighter than it should, and some of the switchgear doesn't quite have the solid feedback you'd expect in a luxury rival. Asterisk. Asterisk. Under the hood, things get even more intriguing. Powering this machine is a turbocharged engine that delivers X horsepower. Not earth-shattering numbers, but definitely enough to make highway merges smooth and city driving effortless. Pair that with a quick shifting automatic transmission, and the experience is, for the most part, surprisingly refined. But here's where it gets fun. Despite all the talk about performance, the real highlight might actually be efficiency. In our early tests, this SUV pulled in fuel economy figures that rival some hybrids. That alone could make it a game-changer for buyers who want style and practicality without breaking the bank at the gas pump. Asterisk. Asterisk, of course, it's not all sunshine and roses. Push the car hard around corners, and you'll feel the body lean a little more than expected. The suspension is tuned for comfort, which means long road trips will be a breeze, but spirited drivers might find themselves wishing for a bit more sharpness. Asterisk, inside the cabin, another twist. At highway speeds, the road and wind noise you'd expect in this price range are surprisingly muted. You find yourself cruising in near silence, enjoying the premium audio, and it genuinely feels like you're in something much more expensive. That's where the shock really hits, because this car doesn't just look premium from the outside, it feels premium when you're actually behind the wheel. Of course, it's not flawless. The infotainment lag that was just mildly annoying in the driveway becomes a bigger frustration when you're trying to adjust settings on the move. And while the seats are plush, taller drivers may wish for a little more support on longer journeys. Asterisk. But here's the turning point. This isn't just a cheaper lookalike. It's a car that, in many ways, delivers 80% of the luxury experience for a fraction of the cost. The question now is simple. Does that make it the smarter buy? Or is the real deal still worth the extra money? Let's break it down. Asterisk. So, after spending real time with this car, what's the final verdict? It delivers far more than you'd expect for its price, standout design, A surprisingly premium interior, impressive efficiency, and enough performance to keep everyday driving smooth and stress-free. Add in features like the panoramic roof, modern infotainment, and quiet cabin, and it feels like you're getting a taste of luxury at a fraction of cost. But we can't ignore the downsides. The infotainment lag can get frustrating. Spirited drivers will notice the soft suspension in corners, and some materials, while good at first glance, don't quite match the durability of established rivals. It's not perfect, but then again, no car is. So who's this car really for? If you're someone chasing badge prestige and razor-sharp handling, you'll probably stick with a Range Rover or BMW. But if you're a buyer who values comfort, modern tech, and standout looks without draining your wallet, this SUV might just be the smarter choice. It shows how far challenger brands have come and how much pressure they're putting on the traditional luxury market. In today's U.S. market, where buyers want premium experiences at practical prices, this launch is a wake-up call. It proves that luxury isn't limited to the old guard anymore. And if this is just the start, the competition in the next few years is going to get very, very interesting. So here's the big question. Do you think a car like this is smart value? Or would you still rather pay extra for the real deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to hear what side you're on. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next deep dive comparison. The car world is changing fast. Are you ready for it? Asterisk.